Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jaded. So I wanted to let you in on something I had thought of, something I'm putting my effort towards. If you've been watching my stuff, you've probably heard me say one time or another that my PC just doesn't cut it anymore. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of pointlessly talking about it. So what I'm going to be doing is using the real money auction house to try and fund a new PC for me. And I'm gonna have a budget of about $1,500. That's gonna be my goal. I know you can build a PC for less, but that's my goal. That's where I want my PC at. And I don't update my PC often, as you can tell. So it's got to be something really good and last me a long time. If you're wondering the specs or what I'm looking at getting, I could throw it up real quick. This was just something that a couple friends helped me put together really fast, and it's probably going to change over the course of this project. Not everything on this I'll get, and some brands and parts will change out here and there depending on deals I find. But for the most part, it's something similar to this. An i7 with 16 gigs of RAM, really nice video card. I don't know if I'll go with that one, but somewhere around the $300–400 range for a video card, and the rest of the parts. So that's what I'm looking at doing here, and I thought you guys might be interested in seeing how I'm going about this, or I don't know, it might just be fun for people to watch something different than just typical Diablo gameplay. So jumping into what I've already sold up to this point, I'm at about $100 I've made off the Real Money Auction House, and you can see here, like, one of my first sales was a twink weapon. This was like a 10 level reduction, really nice cold damage, crit damage. It was about like 1100 DPS, like a really nice twink weapon, and I sold it for $28. And I picked it up for like $1 or something. And at that point I realized maybe this is a market to get into, and I'll get to that later. So then we got the ivory tower here. I just threw it up because it's garbage. Like, it was gonna get me like 10K or something on the gold auction house. And then this helm here was another like level reduction, really nice legendary. The problem was didn't have a socket, so I just threw it up, get a few bucks out of it. And then this was another Witch Doctor helmet as well for leveling, but it was like a lowbie one, but still good. Threw it up a couple bucks. Everything else in between that hasn't sold was kind of overpriced. Like at the beginning here, I was doing like this Justice Lantern. I just threw up my rings just to see if they'd sell for $250, because it was at the very beginning and people were going crazy. So I thought, might as well get on that if I could. But going on here, these recent ones, again, more twink weapons, and this Savage Scourge, I actually was surprised at how cheap I got this and how much I was able to sell it for. So if we go back, so we sold it for, we got $33 out of it. And if we go back to the gold auction house, we see that, scroll down here, I paid only 700K for it. And what it was a two-handed sword with about 220 dex, level 60, no level reduction thing on it, and it had like 40 vitality. So I picked up for 700K. I was like, all right, might be able to flip a few bucks on this. And yeah, sure enough, I looked at everything around it, and it was well worth the price according to everything else up there. So currently, as you'll see here, a lot of these are weapons, and they're around the $15 to $40 mark, and most of them are the twink style level reduction weapons. And I really just wanted to hone in on this market and try to buy out all the weapons, get everything under $1, around $1, and try to make at least 20 bucks off of it. I have this this Templar relic I found recently. I was like, whatever, I have the slot, store it up for a few bucks. But yeah, a lot of this is just high DPS, at least 10 level reduced on it, and one big stat, so either int or dex. And that's kind of the thing with this patch that just came out. Monks can now use two-handers, such as swords and axes and maces. They could already use polearms, but a lot of people had old auctions up for, you know, axes with decks like this one. This is level 60, of course, but you know, maybe I could get 20 bucks for it. So I picked it up for like 800k or something. I don't even remember. You could probably see if you go back. Actually, let's go back here. What was it called? Warlock's Thrash. Okay, 1.6 mil. So, you know, if I get 20 bucks for it, that's pretty good, like, you know, dollar per mil. It's not the best, but it is a kind of cruddy level 60 weapon. So that's just, you know, how I'm going about it. I'll probably switch up markets at some point and, I don't know, go for a set item and just buy it all out, or I don't know yet, but this market's working pretty good, and it seems like I can make good money on it. It also seems like people willing to spend money on the real money auction house would look for items like this, because that's something you have to think about as well. Like, where are people with money looking to drop some coin? And a lot of people who don't have a lot of time, have a lot of money, are still leveling and want weapons like this. So, you know, if they know about it, of course, because it's kind of tricky to get to weapons that, like, you may not know about weapons like this. But those people might not be willing to you know, pay for power leveling. Who wants, you know, some Chinamen on your account that you don't know? So, but they'll gladly drop, you know, 20 bucks on a weapon to help them level up and drop like 5 hours less on leveling, like, gladly. It's worth it to them. So that's kind of where my mindset was on this, and just kind of wanted to let you guys in on what I am focused on, and maybe you'll find it interesting, maybe not. It's cool too. But hopefully I can reach my goal, you know, in a relatively reasonable time frame, you know, a couple months at least. But, you know, I'm gonna keep cranking away at it, and hopefully get enough to build a new computer, because whew, it's getting rough, guys. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something new, and I'll see you next time.